Why won't my plants just grow? Slow growth, wilted plants, lousy harvests. If you have any of these problems, you are not alone, fellow green thumb. Sadly, these things happen because most gardeners simply don't understand how plants actually work. To get beautiful, healthy crops and amazing yields, you need to understand which specific nutrients plants need throughout their entire life cycle. Luckily, today I'm going to show you one organic nutrient that I like to call plant baby food that makes plants grow like crazy. Feeding this plant baby food to your crops is going to increase growth speed, reduce wilting, and even improve soil health over time. The plant baby food I'm going to show you gives you much bigger harvests, more flavorful harvests without using any chemicals from nasty evil corporations. So let's dive into how this amazing organic fertilizer works, where you can get it, and how to apply it. As an organic gardening mad scientist, I'm about to get deep into the science of how plants work. So put on your lab coat because we're about to get plant nerdy. If you're a seasoned gardener or organic farmer, you know that nitrogen is one of the most important building blocks of plant growth. But what you might not know is that not all forms of nitrogen are created equally. For example, many conventional farmers will buy large amounts of ammonium nitrate fertilizer and spread it across their fields. This fertilizer contains, you guessed it, ammonium and nitrate. Both ammonium and nitrate contain nitrogen that's immediately available to plants, but there are a few big problems. Not only is it incredibly destructive to the environment and soil health, causing downstream algae blooms in lakes, murdering millions of fish, and disrupting the delicate balance of microbes in the soil, it's actually not ideal for plants either. See, there's a lot going on underneath the soil surface. One process is known as the nitrogen cycle. This is where various types of bacteria break nitrogen-rich molecules like ammonium and ammonia down into nitrite and finally into nitrate. Nitrate is the most ideal form of nitrogen to give plants because it's the easiest for plants to use and quote-unquote digest. Of course, plants are more than happy to uptake these larger, more complex forms of nitrogen, such as ammonium and nitrate directly. However, once inside the root system of the plant, something big needs to happen to these larger nitrogen molecules so your plants can actually put that nitrogen to use. Your plants are about to do some heavy lifting and convert that ammonium and nitrate into something they can actually use. This process is called the CS-GOGAT cycle. Now, I won't get into the nerdy specifics of this long, complex process, but basically plants produce a variety of enzymes to break the nitrogen down into their final usable form, which is amino acids. This process of nitrogen assimilation requires a huge amount of energy from the plants. And all that energy they're using to break down nitrogen into amino acids could be put to much better use, like growing and forming more plant tissue. And that's the key here. See, amino acids are the basic building blocks of life in plants and in humans too. For example, if you eat a steak, your body needs to break down the proteins of that steak into amino acids. Then your body uses those various amino acids to build your own proteins to form muscle, bone, blood, hair, etc. Your body doesn't just turn directly into steak. Plants are the same way. They can't just use nitrogen directly to build their plant tissue. They need amino acids as building blocks to build their leaves, their stems, and their roots. When they start their journey of breaking down nitrogen into amino acids, it requires a lot of energy. But what happens when we help plants skip that energy-intensive step and feed them amino acids directly? Turns out, a lot of amazing stuff. This is why I refer to amino acid fertilizer as plant baby food. By feeding plants organic amino acids directly, it's like you're spoon feeding them the nutrients they need without making them chew or digest the nitrogen first. And this results in a massive boost in energy efficiency in your crops. This increased energy efficiency gives your plants faster growth speeds, bigger harvests, greater nutrient density of the final harvest. It improves the flavor of the produce, it reduces the occurrence of pests and disease, it protects the plants against stress and wilting from drought, and it even speeds their healing after physical damage such as a hailstorm that shreds their leaves. This 2019 study found that amino acids significantly increase the yield of black-eyed peas. This 2021 study on amino acids in the growth of hot peppers showed the amino acids significantly increase the overall length of the peppers. That same study found that amino acids increase the concentration of proteins, capsaicin, which is the stuff that makes pepper spicy, vitamin C, and the total sugars of the pepper, also known as Brix levels. Another 2018 study found that not only did the application of amino acids increase the overall yield of winter wheat, it also increased the nutrient content, including significant increases in copper, sodium, calcium, and molybdenum, making for a much healthier, more nutrient-dense final harvest. Finally, this 2022 study used amino acids on cabbages and found great increase in growth speed, size, and a major boost in antioxidants found in the final product. And yes, this increase in nutrient density will also increase the flavor of your final harvest. This 2003 study found that amino acid fertilizers increase the occurrence of secondary metabolites in potatoes. This resulted in enhancing the roasted fragrance characteristics of the potatoes. Meanwhile, this study from the Saudi Journal of Biological Sciences discovered that amino acid fertilizer increased the total volume of oil in olives and increased their polyphenol and antioxidants, making for a much more healthy olive oil. These amino acid fertilizers are powerful, but they're not made from petrochemicals. However, before you go and use them in your organic garden or farm, there is one important consideration. Amino acid fertilizers are often made from soybeans. Soybeans are high in protein and can easily be fermented and dried to extract those amino acids. However, as you probably know, soybeans are one of the most genetically modified plants on Earth. And I don't know about you, but I do not want GMOs in my fertilizer. And while there's not enough scientific data yet to show if fertilizers from GMO ingredients will transfer their frankenfood genes into the plants you're growing, I don't want to risk it, because there are numerous studies showing that GMOs can damage human DNA. But that's another video for another day. Bottom line is, be sure to find a non-GMO source of amino acid fertilizer if you want amazing growth while staying 100% organic. Amino acid fertilizers are a powerful tool you can use to increase your harvest size, increase your growth speed, and increase your nutrient quality of your homegrown food. To apply amino acids in the typical garden, the best way is to add some to your watering can and simply water your plants. Or you can add some to a spray bottle and do a foliar application by spraying it on the leaves of your plants in the evening. On the other hand, if you're growing using my Revolution Garden method, you simply add this potent fertilizer to the water of your garden and watch the magic happen. If you want to try this plant baby food in your garden, check out the link in the description to learn more about my Grow formula, which contains amino acids and a couple other organic goodies to improve your harvests. It's James Fry with Grow Everywhere here. I hope you learned a lot today so you can get better harvests by nature. Thanks for watching, leave a comment below, and until next time, keep growing.